She gave birth to a baby with black wings and died. The father panicked, calling her cursed,
This is not mine.
and threw the newborn into the jungle as food for the wolves. But the wolves didn't touch her. They knew who she was. They bowed and guarded her like she belonged to the moon herself. 2 hours later, thunder split the sky. Lightning struck her tiny body, and the wings vanished. That's when Alpha Edward found her and took her to the Red Moon Pack. His daughter Marcy wanted a toy to torment, and the cursed child became their plaything. It had been 18 long years, and finally her luck was about to change. She woke from another day of hard labor, aching from her beating. There were whispers through the pack, electric, hushed, breathless. A visitor was coming, Alpha Damon, leader of the Dark Howlers, fiercest pack in the realm. He was the most powerful alpha in all of North America. Women threw themselves at him, rulers feared him. He could seduce a she-wolf with a glance or tear out a man's throat just as easily. Damon was untouchable. He scorned the idea of love, rejected every political match. Not a single potential bride, despite the many presented, could win his affection. None were worthy of being his Luna, the proud she-wolf to rule by his side. Love was a distraction, an attempt to tame him, and Damon would never be tamed. Still, there were those who tried. Alpha Edward, leader of the Red Moon Pack, was desperate to secure his political power. He invited Damon to meet his daughter, Princess Marcy, beautiful, cunning, cruel. She intended to make him hers. Talia feared their union. Would Marcy succeed where so many others had failed? Would Marcy's cruelty only intensify as Luna to such a powerful alpha?
One day, Alpha Edward's personal Omega comes running up to me while I'm making lunch and tells me the Alpha wants to see me in his office right away. I drop what I'm doing and hurry to his office. I knock on the door quietly in case he's busy. He calls from inside. I pull open the door and peek inside. "You called for me, Alpha?" I asked as quietly as possible. The easiest way to get away from him is to use as few words and ask as few questions as possible.
"Don't just stand there, come in,"
he snarls. I rush inside and close the door behind me. I stay as close to the door as possible in case I need to make a run for it.
"Talia, we have a delegation coming from the Dark Howlers Pack next week. 20 wolves in total. All of their ranked members, their mates, the heads of their security and guards, and security detail for all of them. If all goes well, we'll be forming a pact with them. They must be treated with the utmost respect and courtesy. Bring lunches to the conference room every day, and make a formal dinner every day next week. Keep their pantries stocked and stay out of the way. Got it?"
I look up from under my hat, still keeping my face low enough that he can't see my eyes. Yes, even after almost 2 months, he still hasn't noticed that I have purple eyes. Or if he has, he hasn't pointed it out. He also hasn't said anything about my silver hair, which is just fine with me. "Yes, sir."
"Everyone will be here on Monday, except for the Alpha, who's coming Tuesday. We'll be having a party after dinner to welcome him. Make sure there is enough food for the party. Give George the information for the additional food you need to make. Do you understand?"
"Yes, sir."
"Good. We need to keep the Alpha happy. If not, I won't hesitate to let him harm you. Do you understand?"
He stands up with his hands on the desk, looking very intimidating. Yes, sir."
"Now get out of my sight."
He points to the door behind me. I scramble out of the room as fast as possible to find George. George is in charge of ordering supplies for the pack house. He should be in his office right now. My mind is already churning through the special foods to make, and the groceries I need for them. I also need extra supplies for the guest suite pantries. I wonder what kind of foods the Dark Howlers pack likes. Dark Howlers is the largest pack in the northern region, with my pack, Red Moon, being the second largest. Alpha Edward says Dark Howlers is vicious and strict. Most of their pack has served in the military at one point or another. They employ dark magicians and witches to help them keep power over neighboring packs. I wonder if they're going to bring any dark witches here. I hope not. I also hear their Alpha expels pack members who fail training tests because he doesn't want weak wolves in his pack. A guy I don't want to cross paths with. I get to George's office and knock on the door. I can hear noises coming from inside, but he doesn't answer. I knock a little louder. What the hell? He has to know I'm here. He knows my scent. Just tell me to come in already.
I don't like this guy, Talia. He's creepy. He stares at you.
Well, we don't have a choice but to work with him, Sylvie. He's the money.
Ugh, fine, but let's make it quick.
I knock again, more impatiently this time.
What is it?
He finally growls from inside. I open the door to find there's a female wolf sitting on his desk. She hides her face in his chest. I can't see who she was, but there is no denying whose scent it is. George is not wearing any pants and he is sweating.
Get the hell out, Talia. I'm busy here.
I stand there wide-eyed, jaw slack for a moment. I can't be seeing this. George is having a fun time in his office with Luna Layla.
Get out, Talia.
He yells louder. I come to my senses and slam the door closed. I run back to the kitchen as fast as I can. I can feel the drip of sweat down my face. If anyone finds out what I just saw, I am finished. Sylvie thinks it's hilarious. She laughs in my head throughout lunch preparation. I'm just trying to erase the scene from my mind. I'm about to take the platters out to the dining room when George comes charging into the kitchen. He makes a beeline for me and grabs me by the throat, pinning me against the wall. He hauls back his fist and punches me square in the face. The back of my head slams against the wall so hard I see stars. I can feel my nose snap as I slide down the wall with a groan.
You didn't see anything.
I can feel his claws extending into my neck, drawing blood.
You understand, you little monster?
I'm paralyzed with fear. I can't answer. I can't even nod. Suddenly, I feel like I'm falling backwards in my mind. I blink quickly a few times. It feels like I'm looking out of someone else's eyes.
Let her go.
The voice comes from me, but it isn't my voice. It's Sylvie. Her voice booms and sounds almost ethereal. The dishes on the counter shake as she growls deeply at George. I watch helplessly as my hands glow violet and grab George's wrists. As I grab him, his eyes widen in fear, and he starts howling in pain. A sizzling sound comes from where my hands connect with his skin. He quickly releases my neck, and we both fall to the ground.
How are you doing this? What are you, Talia?
I stand up, feeling much taller than my 5-foot-tall frame. Sylvie's voice booms from me.
I am a warrior child of the moon goddess, and if you tell anyone what has happened here today, I will make you suffer.
George scoots back on his backside away from me, wide-eyed, then clambers up and runs away as fast as he can. Suddenly, I come back into my normal state of mind, and I fall back to the ground, exhausted. My hands are no longer glowing, but they feel like they are on and full of static electricity. Sylvie, what was that?
I couldn't help it. He was threatening you.
Okay, but what was with the glowy purple burnt hands thing? That's not normal.
Talia, we've been through this. You are a child of the moon goddess. You are special. There is more too, you will see, after we shift for the first time. Until then, I'm not strong enough to show you. Besides, it isn't like I hurt him badly. His wolf will heal him before he is back in his office.
I do. Wait, you mean the moon goddess is my actual mom? Like she gave birth to me specifically? Not just like mother of all werewolves because she created us a gazillion years ago?
That's what I've been saying since I came. It's not my fault. You didn't believe me.
Sylvia's already healing me from the break, but my face is going to be bruised for a couple of days. I pull my hat down low so no one can see the bruises, then pick up the first 2 platters and rush out to the dining room. Okay. Well, if you're able to do that to George, how come you can't do it to Alpha Edward or Marcy?
Well, I think it happened one time before, but I wasn't fully in control then. I can't do it now because he's your Alpha. I can't go against what he says. I can't attack your Alpha or his daughter.
I concede. I don't want to argue with her. I'm just trying to figure out the rules. I'm in uncharted territory here. I mean, it's cool territory, but I don't know what our limits are. Once all the platters are out, I make a list of all the extra supplies I need and put it in the box hanging outside George's office. That way, I don't have to face him again. I clean up the dining room after lunch and still have about 45 minutes until I have to start dinner. I decide to go to the stock room and put supplies on the pantry cart for later. As I work, I hear someone clear their throat behind me. I look up to find Marcy standing uncomfortably close to me. "Can I help you with something, Marcy?" I try to swallow the panic that instantly builds in my throat.
Talia, I just wanted to say, when I'm in control of the pack, you won't be treated the way you are now.
"Marcy, please stop." I put my hands up and push lightly against her to get her to move, but she's stronger than me and doesn't budge. I look up at her to see an evil grin distorting her face.
I see the way my dad treats you, Talia. You never complain. You just take it.
She moves closer, breathing deeply until she's fully pressing herself against me.
I bet you like it when he does it, don't you?
What? There is no way I heard her right, did I? "Marcy, I do not enjoy what your father does to me, and you're no better standing there watching him, instead of stopping him." I can feel tears stinging the corners of my eyes as she slips an arm around my waist. I cannot believe this is happening right now.
Don't lie to me, Talia. I do like men, but I can't deny your scent does something to me no man ever can. The way you beg before my father turns me on makes me crazy to think about what I'll do to you if I find you alone. I can't wait to get my hands on you. I want to hear you moan with pleasure when I am with you. I want you on your knees so I can whip you instead of him. I want you to be my toy, Talia, not his. We'll turn the dungeon into a playroom just for us, instead of just your bedroom.
She's nuzzling against my neck right below my ear, making me cringe, but I don't have anywhere to be able to move to get away from her. I can feel her fingers pressing against me, trying to make their way between my legs. Are you insane? I push hard against her, but she's too strong. She doesn't budge. "Get off of me, you sicko!" This whole time she's been turned on by watching her dad torture me. What is wrong with this family? The look on her face contorts, from happy evil to disgusted. Without warning, she takes a step back. She elbows me in the back, dropping me onto the table. Then she bends over behind me and whispers in my ears,
I know you want me, Talia. Don't worry, you'll be mine as soon as I convince my father to let me have you. I want to make him proud when I make you squeal in pain, but I don't think I can wait.
Her voice is rough and ragged with excitement, and her hands are all over me and groping me. All I can do is sob. I'm afraid to fight back or to even say anything. Sylvie can't help me because she's the Alpha's daughter. Moon Goddess, if you're my mother, please help me, please. Save me from this. I cry in my mind as Marcy bites my ears, gropes me, and her hand runs all over me under my clothes. She pulls my leggings and underwear down, tearing them both in half with her wolf claws extended. I feel her pressing her fingers against my entrance. I know what was about to happen, and I can't take it anymore. I turn my mind off, just like her father beat me within an inch of my life. My mind cannot be present for what is happening to me. She finally gets off me and I fall to the floor. She tears the back of my shirt open and strikes with her claws on my back as if to mark me as her property. I lay on the floor of the supply room crying.
Get up, Talia. I said get up. You're better than this. You will survive this.
I want to leave this world, Sylvie. I can't do this anymore. I can't.
You can, and you will. You will find your mate soon enough, and things will change, I promise.
How can you be so sure?
Glowy, burning hands are not your only gift.
I get up, find an old cardigan in the back of the stockroom and put it on. I go back to my room to find new clothes before making dinner. The next 4 days go without incident, unless you consider the fact that I have visited the roof several times recently, contemplating my existence. Each time I stand with my toes at the edge, and stare down from the 4-story building. I can't bring myself to do anything except cry and go back to my room. I can't do it to Sylvie. I can't take her life because I want to take mine. Sunday after dinner service, I see Luna Layla in the hallway while I'm refilling pantries. She quickly approaches me and grabs me by the arm. She extends her claws into my bicep, drawing blood.
Talia, if you tell anyone, and I mean anyone, what you saw in George's office, I will make you suffer,
she says in a low, threatening tone. You too, lady. I'm fed up. Does she want to bully me? Okay, fine. I lift my hat and let my violet eyes look directly at her. She gasps at the unusual sight. Luna, it would be a relief, and I would welcome it. You don't know or care how I'm treated by this pack, including by your husband, your daughter, and your lover. Tears choke up my throat. I cannot take any more punishment from anyone else. I'm at my wit's end. If she takes my life right here in this hallway, it would be a relief. I'm sorry, Sylvie. I just can't do it anymore. I say to my angel as I stare down Luna Layla. She doesn't respond. She shuts our mind blink and crawls into the corner of my mind. Luna Layla pushes me away.
Insolent child. You should be grateful for your life. The Alpha will hear about this.
I'm not grateful for this life, Luna. And if you think I should be, you are part of the problem. If you want to tell the Alpha about this incident, I'm more than happy to tell him what instigated it. She stares at me with pure anger and hatred before walking away, without a word. I guess fate has other plans for me. I stand in the hall for a few minutes to see if she is coming back, but she doesn't. I'm certain she's going to sabotage me. Maybe she's going to smother me in my sleep or just stab me straight in the back. Either way, I was serious when I told her I welcome her. I finish pantry duty, making sure everything is set in the guest rooms. I had George order bouquets for each of the suites as an extra touch. In the guest Alpha's suite, I also added a bottle of champagne. If this is the last thing I ever get to do, I want it to be something that makes someone else happy. It is almost 1:30 in the morning before I plop into my bed, totally exhausted. It has been a day. If Luna Layla has anything to say about it, it will probably be my last. Sylvie is exhausted too. She stopped sulking long enough to tell me she needs me to shift. But I can't. I have no time or energy. I keep promising her I will, but I feel like I've broken that promise. I float off to the sounds of her whimpering in my head while I cry into my pillow. To my surprise, my alarm wakes me in the morning. Sylvie makes me promise to hang on for one more day. We go through the motions of the life I hate. While I'm getting ready, I look in the mirror to find my hair is completely silvery now. I tuck it into a bun to try to avoid people noticing it. The delegation from Dark Howlers arrives in the early afternoon. They are all tall and intimidating, with tattoos and big muscles. Some of them have visible scars on their arms and faces. They wear matching business attire or security uniforms. Luna Layla directs them to the sitting room while I quietly bring in pitchers of water and iced tea for them to drink. I was doing my best, trying not to be noticed, when one of the women calls me out.
You there, Omega?
She says abruptly. I look around and realize she is speaking to me.
For everyone.
Maya, of course, right away.
Luna Layla says quickly, then nods her head to me. I rush to the cellar and pull out 2 cases of napkins and glasses. I prep the drink service cart and head back to the sitting room. I open 3 bottles, leaving the rest for them to do as they wish, and then I back out of the room so I can start preparing dinner. The rest of the day goes without a hitch. The guests seem pleased with dinner. In the evening, I go to each guest suite to make sure everyone is happy with their accommodations. A couple of people ask for more bags of chips or soda, but on the whole, everyone seems satisfied. The last door is the beta's room. Maya opens the door, looking much more relaxed than earlier. She has a large tattoo of a rose and dagger on her forearm. Her dark hair is still pulled back, but she isn't wearing makeup. I can see now. She looks only a few years older than me. I can hear her mate inside talking on the phone.
Thanks for checking on us. Everything is wonderful. The flowers are a beautiful touch. You have good taste.
She smiles at me. I bow to her slightly, then turn to leave.
Wait, what's under your hat?
I stop in my tracks and turn around. I'm sorry, ma'am. I ask. I feel the blood drain from my face.
Your hat. Why is it so low? What are you trying to hide? Come closer.
I come closer and slowly take off my hat, keeping my eyes to the ground. My silver hair cascades down my back. It is embarrassingly greasy and visibly dirty. I feel myself blush.
Oh, I see.
She says with surprise in her voice.
Now, don't be disrespectful. Always look me in the eye when I speak to you.
I look up at her. The light from her room shines right into my eyes. She looks at me blankly for a moment, trying to process what she's seeing.
What are you? A hybrid?
No, ma'am. The pack doctor did tests, but he doesn't know why it happened. He thinks it must be a transformation related to my wolf getting ready to wake up. I mean, it's not a lie. It's just not the whole truth, right? How am I supposed to tell a stranger that my wolf says that I'm the moon goddess's actual daughter, and that is why I have silver hair and violet eyes? She grabs my chin and pulls my face closer to hers, inspecting closely.
And does the pack doctor know that someone has broken your nose recently? You still have bruises.
I'm not going to elaborate or implicate anyone in this conversation with someone I do not know.
Who's at the door, Maya?
Just the Omega assigned to us, Caden? What's your name again?
It's Talia, ma'am. I'm not an Omega, though. I'm just a servant.
Her name is Talia. She picked out my beautiful flowers.
She's still talking to her mate, but she hasn't taken her eyes off me as if she's trying to size me up for some reason. Her brow furrows slightly as she stares. She's making me self-conscious.
That's nice. Ask her if I can get bubbly water in the refrigerator.
No problem, ma'am. She and I share a smile at bubbly water. I will bring it shortly and leave it at the door.
Thank you. Oh, and Talia, if those bruises aren't healed by tomorrow morning, find some powder. Alpha Damon does not tolerate seeing injuries like that.
Yep, yes, ma'am. I run to the stockroom, get 4 bottles of San Pellegrino and put them in front of the door, then run away as fast as I can. 1,000,000 questions run through my head. Would their Alpha be angry for being weaker than other wolves, even if I was not part of his pack? Was she going to tell Alpha Edward about my unusual features? Was she going to call him out for letting someone break my nose? I mean, lady, if you think that is bad, I got some news you're not gonna like, and then I'm dead meat by your Alpha, for sure. Alpha Edward comes down later and whips me for not having all the items our guests wanted. By morning, Sylvie has still not been able to fully heal me. I'm in so much pain. Everything is a struggle. Cooking, carrying breakfast trays, leaning over to clean tables. Every move causes scabs to open and bleed, making the back of my shirt damp with blood. Maya makes eye contact with me a couple of times. She can tell something was wrong but doesn't say anything. For some reason she can't explain, Sylvie is bouncing around in my head all morning.
The beta is so nice. I can't wait to meet the Alpha and Luna.
Sylvie is bouncing around in my head all morning.
The beta is so nice. I can't wait to meet the Alpha and Luna.
Sylvie, come on. We're not going to get to meet the Alpha and Luna. We're going to melt into the wallpaper and pretend we don't exist.
I want to meet them.
Okay, well, I hate to disappoint you, but you're going to be disappointed. Layla comes in while I'm prepping lunch to let me know that Alpha has arrived. And I need to make lunch for him as well. There is no Luna. He doesn't have a mate. And according to Layla, he's handsome. Not that it matters to me, because I'm going to be wallpaper. I don't want him to notice me at all. I take the trays to the conference room. Alpha Damon is not there, but there is a spot at the table where he is supposed to sit. I leave his meal at the empty seat. Everyone from the Dark Howlers pack politely thanks me as I lay out plates in front of them. Their manners betray their intimidating features. No one from the Red Moon pack says a word to me as I serve them. I collect the trays and walk out quietly. Layla lets me know she will clean the plates so I can focus on dinner and food for the party. I go to the kitchen, but need a minute to collect myself before I get started on dinner. I go out the back door and stand on the stoop. In the distance, I don't recognize him. It must be the Alpha from Dark Howlers. He is too far away from me to see his actual features, though. All I can see is a tall figure with dark hair and a suit. It smells like... I swear, it smells like coffee or dark chocolate. This guy was a mocha drinker. I laughed to myself at the thought of the big bad Alpha of Dark Howlers sipping on a mochaccino. I make a 4-course meal of Caesar salad, bacon-wrapped shrimp appetizers, beef Wellington with braised Brussels sprouts for the main dish, and a key lime pie for dessert. I also make bruschetta, tomato fritters, mini calzones, assorted veggie trays with dip, and chocolate truffles to serve for the party. I finished the desserts and veggie trays between breakfast and lunch, so there was less for me to worry about now. I realized Sylvie's advice of finding happiness in cooking has helped me enjoy making this dinner. Maybe because I'm serving people other than my pack, or maybe it's because I'm making special food, not just the regular stuff I make for the pack. Either way, I don't mind my work today. I felt a sense of pride in it. There are servers for dinner service since it's a formal event. I stay in the kitchen and make sure everything is plated, and going out the door in perfect condition. I'm in the zone. I peek out from the kitchen after each course is served. People seem to enjoy the food, which is a relief. I notice Alpha Edward is getting pretty drunk. Luna Layla keeps taking his glass away from him, but he keeps ordering the Omegas to give him more. The dining room is extra crowded, so I don't get a better look at Alpha Damon. Maya sees me peeking out from the kitchen and gives me a wink and thumbs up. I smile and give a little wave before pulling my head back. I help the servers take the party food to the tables at the edges of the ballroom. I also make sure the bars in the corners are fully stocked. The DJ is finishing setting up, and colorful lights are sliding across the floor. Party balloons and streamers are hanging all over the place. The first few guests are starting to wander in, which is my cue to duck out the back door. Luckily, the dinner servers will clean up the dinner service tonight, which gives me extra time to restock pantries. I head upstairs to the stockroom and load the cart up. I'm humming to myself as I go from room to room. I feel an odd sense of calm as I go.
You're in a good mood.
I guess. I'm not sure why, though. My back and feet still hurt.
Well, I'm happy that you're happy, for once. This version of you is pretty cool.
Thanks, Sylvie. You're not half bad yourself. I finished stocking the ranked pack members' rooms on the 4th and 3rd floors. Then I head to the 2nd floor where the guest suites are. The cleaning staff has cleaned everything. I just need to restock the toiletries, pantry items, and refrigerators. I make quick work of the rooms. I remember to stock the beta's room with more bottles of San Pellegrino, refresh the flowers, and leave a little tent card with a handwritten smiley face on the kitchenette counter. It's almost midnight now. Everyone is still in the ballroom partying. I close the door to the beta's suite and move to the alpha's suite door. It's the last room left for the night. I know he's at the party too, but I knock first, just in case. I lean my ear against the door. I don't hear a reply. I slip the key card in the slot and open the door, but the moment I looked inside, my heart stopped, and I froze. Standing there was the most handsome werewolf I've ever seen in my life. Easily 6 foot, 6 inches tall, looked to be about 250 pounds of solid muscle with the broadest shoulders. But he wasn't alone. An icy blonde stood in front of him with her hands undoing his belt. The smell of coffee and dark chocolate filled the air, and my mind went hazy as I froze, seeing 2 piercing blue eyes staring back at me. "Stop!" he shouted. "Is this it? Is this the day I die?" I wondered. I was only doing my job, but that did not change the fact that I had witnessed something that should not have been seen. Before I could move, he lunged forward and roughly pinned me against the floor outside the room with a low growl. He placed both hands on my shoulders, preventing me from escaping, put his face against my neck, and inhaled deeply. Alpha Damon, is this Omega trying to steal something? A guard said, seeing the struggle. Get back, he snarled, flashing his large fangs. Mine, he growled. Over his shoulder, I could faintly see Marcy staring daggers at me, and down the hall, I heard Alpha Edward shouting. What a disaster, I thought. They're all going to kill me. My head started swimming, and I felt even dizzier. Maybe I was finally dying. Look what you've done, you little bitch, Marcy yelled as she reached out to grab me, but she never touched me. Alpha Damon snarled, snatching her hand out of the air and snapping her wrist. Alpha Edward roared, How dare you? This is war! I watched them fight as if it was a dream. They looked as though they were moving in slow motion. Alpha Edward yanked Marcy, pulling her back as Damon snarled at them. He was vicious, beautifully vicious. A guard tried to separate them as Beta Caden and Maya took defensive positions around Alpha Damon, and George lunged at Damon, but he was no match for the Alpha. Damon grabbed George by the throat and threw him into the wall as though her were a tiny pup. I almost laughed, but I was shaking all over, barely able to stand. But in the chaos, I managed to crawl away and slink down the stairs. I looked around to see if anyone noticed me, but they were all too busy arguing. I looked down to see blood running down my legs, dripping onto the floor. I started to lose consciousness, and then I heard it. The most guttural, ear-shattering roar. Where is she? Where is who, Alpha Damon? Where is my mate? Is it possible? Is Talia truly Damon's fated mate? What will Damon do to protect her? Will their bond ignite a war between the two most powerful packs in the Order? Will any of them leave Red Moon territory alive?
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.